Happy New Comic Book Day, everyone. Today is going to be a little bit more of a heavier day when it comes to New Comic Book Day. A lot of big franchise characters have issues coming out today. The dawn of DC continues to roll out, and those independents, well, they're still continuing with all that fire. Hit the music. Well, Comic Army, I'm back, and my stack is fat. Shout out to Chris from Retro Rocket Comics. Chris, again, thank you for having my pull list waiting for me, and thank you for letting me film inside your incredible shop. Again, anyone, if you make your way north of the border into Ontario, make sure you visit Retro Rocket Comics, located in Cambridge, Ontario. This is not a paid feature. I'm just proud of the fact that that shop is my LCS. And I think if you swung by and visited it, you would enjoy yourself thoroughly. So let's get into this week's new comic books. Chris tossed in both the Marvel previews and the DC Connect. Marvel previews talks about Ultimate Spider-Man from Jonathan Hickman and Marco Cicchetto. DC Connects features the Man of Steel right up front there with Jason Aaron taking over for, the Superman Superstars era, which begins in January. All right, with Action Comics. So let's get into this haul. The first one, as always, is a franchise. This is issue 36 of The Amazing Spider-Man. I went with just the normal cover A for this issue. It's been okay. A lot more misses than hits when it comes to this particular volume of Spider-Man. It's a lot better than the last volume. However, we'll see where it goes. It's starting to get a little campy, though, I'll be honest. Issue number 1 of Predator versus Wolverine I thought was very well done. Some people may have different opinions of it, but I really enjoyed it. I like the fact that it played out over different times throughout the life of Wolverine. Well, of course, you know I was going to go with issue number 2 from this limited series. So, just went with this particular cover. It's more than enough. Sometimes I don't go heavy with variants. Sometimes I do. So the last 2 volumes of Captain America have been very good. I've been singing its praises. Whether or not you've read it or not, that's up to you. But the Sentinel of Liberty has been very good. In fact, it's been better than The Amazing Spider-Man. Issue number 1 of Straczynski's Captain America, which was last month, again carried on that same very good flavor. So I went with Captain America number 2, but this excellent cover featuring the franchise and Cap right there over the streets of New York. One of the biggest surprises last month for me was Uncanny Spider-Man. You know, Kurt as Spider-Man. And, well, I went with issue number 2 again. This one features the Rhino on the cover. So this is Uncanny Spider-Man. Now, I know a lot of people actually have said the same thing, that it was a pleasant surprise and that they really enjoyed it. So if you haven't picked it up, I recommend, if it's still available at URLCS just for cover price, pick up that issue number 1. Roll the dice. You may enjoy it. This is issue number 3 of the Immortal Thor. Come on, Chris. Al Ewing's very good take on Thor. It's been a nice change of pace from the late last volume. I'm really enjoying this so far. And that cover is just, again, candidate for cover of the week. But as you're going to see, there's going to be a lot of candidates for cover of the week. We're going to switch gears and go into those independents. My favorite independent is Something is Killing the Children. This is the variant cover of issue 34, that Trick or Treat variant cover. And apparently this is the second last issue for the Tribulation arc. Now, I gotta admit, this particular arc has been a lot slower than the first one, but it has been very good. I like the villain Cutter that's been introduced, so we'll see what happens in this issue when Cutter basically just goes on a rampage through Tribulation, and Eric has left to deal with the monster, the Duplicitite, I can't pronounce it, either way. The monster that now has shapeshifted and looks just like Erica. So Something is Killing the Children, 34. The still incredibly fun read, Firepower. This is issue 28. Yes, 28. From Kirkman and Samney. I recommend this. Pick it up in a trade. If you can find that trade discounted at a Comic-Con or something, it is worth the fun. If you enjoyed Street Fighter, if you enjoyed Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan movies, you're going to like this. I promise. It really is a good read. And hey, if Taylor Winder says monthly, it's a good read, that says something. Trust me. The best deal in comic books, hands down, is Spawn. Again, this $2.99 cover price, I went with this particular cover. Whether Spawn is a 10 out of 10 or a 2 out of 10, I pick it up. It's a good value. Sometimes these books become keys, but I'm actually enjoying this particular arc of Spawn, even though it really has nothing to do with Todd McFarlane right now, at least as a creator. He's focused on the toys again right now, let's be honest. But this McConville and Barberi take on Spawn over the last few issues, I should say basically since 303, 304, have been really good. And again, candidate for cover of the week, let's be honest. Last issue of Void Rivals was issue number 4. I'm pretty proud of that issue, as my letter was published in the back of that comic book. So I thought, hey, maybe Void Rivals issue number 5 published another letter for me. No, they didn't. It's not there. I've already looked. It's not there. However, this is continuing on Void Rivals issue number 5. I'm still enjoying this. I like the Inner John universe. I'm liking where it's going. And by the way, you may want to pick this up. It does have a G.I. Joe tie-in at the back. I believe it's just focused on Duke, not necessarily Cobra Commander. So if you're looking for a preview to see how G.I. Joe may tie into the Inner John universe, pick issue number 5 of Void Rivals up. Another book you should be reading is New Burn. This new arc from Chip Zdarsky and Phillips, is it? Yeah, Jacob Phillips. is very good. Now there was a long break between the first arc and this one here, but Chip Zdarsky, when it comes to his independence, can't miss. I'm really enjoying this particular take on New Bern. It's giving us a little bit more of a backstory, something that, that was to be expected, but now we're dealing a lot more in depth with the mafia families that he has to try and work for. That's something that's right up my alley. New Bern, you may want to give this a go. Trust me, it's really good. So this is a book that Chris, the owner of Retro Rocket Comics, recommended to me. Now he knows that I'm a fan of Nocterra, and the artist that's in Nocterra is Tony S. Daniels. So Image Comics has released a Tony S. Daniel comic. I'm believing he does the writing and the drawing for Edenwood. So he knows that I am a fan of comic books that have strong female leads as characters, that are not sexualized, that are just very straightforward, a little bit of a powerhouse type character, whether it's the power or the mentality when it comes to their attitude. So that's why he recommended this. So I will let you know next week or next month when Edenwood 2 comes up if it's going to be something I'm going to be moving forward with. But again, Tony S. Daniel, especially when it comes to the artwork that's been featured in Nocterra, that's why I rolled the dice on this. So if you watch my channel and know anything about me when it comes to certain artists, there's a certain female artist, when she publishes something, I usually always pick it up. And that, of course, say it with me, is Jenny Frison. So this is Harley Quinn, this very cool variant. Yeah, a Harley Quinn mystery. This is issue 33 with this very nice take of Harley being done by Jenny Frison. As you can tell, like there's two different takes on Harley there. And Chris put it in my pull list, or in my pull box for me. And like, I can't say no. Jenny Frison stuff is really, really nice. And I do like the fact that it has that, 40s and 50s flavor to it, that it's a nice throwback to those old trade paperback, Harley Quinn romance type of mystery books and stuff. So yeah, that's Harley Quinn being done by Jenny Frison, candidate for cover of the week. Probably the winner of cover of the week belongs to Action Comics 1058, done by Carla Cohen. No words. This is just beautiful. Seems like everyone in the super family now gets to wear a jacket or whatever, but yeah, this is Carla Cohen's fantastic cover for Action Comics 1058. It's really, really well done. That is just gorgeous. Yeah. Cover of the week. Cover of the week. Good for you, Carla Cohen. So Power Girl issue number 1 was my hot pick last month. I decided that I enjoyed it enough to go with issue number 2. However, I went with this variant cover by Ji Young Lee. I hope I pronounced that correctly. But this is another gorgeous, gorgeous cover, candidate for the week. But yeah, it is just incredible. I like it, so I went with this particular cover. Yeah, we'll see if this issue picks up and lifts up where issue number 1 was. And a book that's basically I can't miss every month, year after year, is Detective Comics. So I went with the B cover for Detective Comics 1075. This cover, I like it, but hey, Rom V doing Batman has been really, really well done. So again, Detective Comics, it's just a part of my monthly pull list. I don't need to ask Chris, like, hey, make sure you put Detective Comics on there. It's just there, hands down. The quality of the storytelling for Detective Comics is always there. Now, this past week on Two Cool Guys, 2 hot picks, my pick was an anthology book, basically a bunch of short stories. And it features Garth Ennis, Rachel Stott, Alex Aguirre, Javi Fernandez, Ashley Allen, and Justin Mason, with the return of Marvel Zombies, Black, White, and Blood. Now, I know a lot of people are kind of tired and have zombie fatigue, and they're kind of done with the whole zombie genre. I get it. But it's something that I enjoy, especially when it comes to the Marvel characters and the DC characters done like this. So I'm kind of liking the whole genesis of the storyline that the Marvel Zombies entails. So apparently that these are all just self-contained short stories that don't necessarily pull from the other volumes, but some do, some don't, according to Chris from Retro Rocket Comics. So I'm very excited to get into this, and that's why I made it my hot pick. There we go. Marvel Zombies, Black, White, and Blood, issue number 1. So that's all I got for you, Comic Army. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Go ahead and leave a comment. What was your cover of the week? The Carla Cohen? Are you going to go with the Action Comics? Or perhaps the Harley Quinn? Was it a Marvel book? Let me know. Look forward to seeing your comments. I try to respond to every comment that gets left on my channel. And by the way, there's also an opportunity to become a member of the Comic Army. Remember, the first Wednesday of every month, the Comic Army box is given away to one member who becomes a channel member and joins the channel membership, better known as the Comic Army. It may be something you want to consider. Till we see you again, take care. Channel memberships are now live. $4.99 monthly gives you the opportunity to win the Comic Army monthly prize pack, early access to videos, custom emojis for live streams and videos. Your Comic Army rank will be displayed beside your name for length of service. You get the ability to join the exclusive Instagram chat room for members and member shoutouts and spotlights. Join the Comic Army today.